unforgiving jungle, a cartel's secret drug lab churned out millions in narcotics, hidden from satellites, guarded by killers, and protected by bribes. But one morning the skies thundered. A U.S. Navy strike force, armed with real-time intel, brought fire from above. What followed was a mission that would shake the cartel's empire to its core. This wasn't just any jungle hideout. It was a fortress, camouflaged, fortified, and critical to one of the deadliest drug networks in the Western Hemisphere. For years, it operated untouched, fueling violence across borders. But intel from a deep-cover operation reached U.S. command, triggering a green light. What came next was surgical, brutal, and absolutely devastating. Behind the strike was a joint task force, U.S. Navy warships offshore, drones in the sky, and SEALs prepped for possible insertion. Surveillance had confirmed the lab's location, activity, and high-value targets. It was time to act. For the cartel, it was just another day. For the Navy, it was 0 hour. The hammer was coming down. Precision-guided munitions tore through the canopy, igniting a chain reaction of explosions. Toxic chemicals erupted in flame. Cartel guards scrambled, too late to respond. Within minutes, the multi-million-dollar operation was a smoldering ruin. No warning, no escape. The U.S. strike team vanished as quickly as it came, leaving behind scorched earth and a message no cartel could ignore. What the world saw later was just satellite imagery. Where once stood a jungle fortress, now nothing but ash. But to the cartels, it was psychological warfare. One wrong move, one leaked coordinate, and they'd be next. The U.S. had shown it wasn't just watching, it was striking. And from now on, nowhere would be safe. In the heart of Central America's dense jungle, a sprawling cartel drug lab was born. Hidden beneath the canopy, this fortress-sized operation processed tons of cocaine monthly. Built with millions in cartel money and protected by corrupt officials, it became the crown jewel of a narco empire. Intelligence agencies had long suspected its existence, but no one could pinpoint its exact location, until a critical breakthrough changed everything. It began with whispers, defectors, encrypted chatter, satellite anomalies. DEA and CIA operatives worked with local informants to identify jungle movement patterns inconsistent with civilian or farming activity. Drones caught fleeting glimpses of landing pads, fuel tanks, and industrial-grade equipment. Analysts mapped the evidence until one chilling conclusion emerged. A mega lab was hidden in the rainforest, and its destruction could cripple cartel supply chains overnight. Once confirmed, the U.S. launched Operation Crimson Dagger, a joint mission involving Navy IS aircraft, Special Operations Command, and regional allies. The lab's remoteness ruled out ground raids, and airstrike was chosen. Navy destroyers quietly repositioned offshore, ready to deploy precision munitions. With real-time drone feeds and satellite imagery locking in the target, the strike was set for dawn, when cartel forces were most vulnerable and least alert. At 0542 hours, the jungle erupted. Naval-launched Tomahawk cruise missiles flew low, dodging radar, before slamming into the complex. Secondary explosions lit the forest sky as stored chemicals and fuel detonated. Infrared footage revealed chaos. Armed guards scrambling, vehicles igniting, structures collapsing. The operation took under 7 minutes. No U.S. boots touched the ground, but the message delivered echoed louder than any bullet. Post-strike reconnaissance revealed total devastation. The cartel's production gear was vaporized. Centrifuges, power generators, and storage tanks reduced to rubble. Hidden runways were cratered beyond repair. More importantly, Key chemists and logistics operatives were confirmed KIA. This wasn't just a facility, it was the nerve center of a billion-dollar supply chain. Its elimination caused chaos in narco circles, sparking blame, purges, and desperate attempts to recover lost ground. The operation triggered political waves. Local governments, long accused of looking the other way, scrambled to respond. Some condemned the strike as a breach of sovereignty, others quietly supported it. Washington maintained a vague stance, neither confirming nor denying involvement. Behind closed doors, allies praised the precision and effectiveness. Meanwhile, drug seizures across borders plummeted, proof the lab had been a major source for North American markets. Retaliation followed, brutal and blind. Cartels executed suspected traders and doubled rewards for information on U.S. assets. But fear now reigned. They realized the jungle offered no sanctuary. Rumors spread, more strikes were planned, and American drones were everywhere. Cartel leaders became paranoid, relocating constantly. For the first time in years, they weren't just hunting, they were being hunted. The psychological toll was as damaging as the missiles themselves. Today, the jungle has regrown over the blast zone, but the story remains legendary. Operation Crimson Dagger proved that no cartel hideout was untouchable. It also marked a shift in U.S. counter-narcotics strategy, swift, surgical, and intelligence-driven. The obliteration of one lab became a global signal. Technology and precision had redefined the battlefield. And in that moment, the U.S. Navy didn't just drop bombs, it dropped fear. This wasn't just a military operation, it was a wake-up call. The cartel's illusion of invincibility was shattered in minutes. No matter how deep they dig or how remote they build, the eyes of modern warfare are watching. What once seemed untouchable now burns as a cautionary tale, reminding every criminal empire that America's reach doesn't stop at the border. It reaches deep, fast, and without mercy. If you thought this strike was the end, think again. It's just the beginning of a new era in covert warfare, where satellite-guided justice meets precision firepower. Subscribe for more stories that reveal the hidden battles shaping our world, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because somewhere out there, another target is already marked, and the clock is ticking.